Well, what a big surprise. There are no challenges and the game is not working. I set up my alarm at 5 in the morning to be able to see the countdown get to 0 and be able to get started on the challenges, but look, there is nothing there. I could have been cozy under my blankets and probably prevented myself from getting sick. I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but I'm sick. Anywho, I had to wait a couple of hours for the challenges to actually register and come into the game, and also to my surprise, they did not release all of them altogether. I'll have to wait a couple of days in order to do the next set of challenges and be able to unlock the rewards, but it's whatever, no biggie. Since these challenges are related to the Ninja Turtles, I figured I would use Cell since he's my favorite Ninja Turtle. Anywho, the challenges themselves weren't difficult, they were pretty simple actually. The only downside is the fact that you have to wait a couple of days in order for the next set of challenges to be added into the game. But like I said, it's whatever. With that being said, my strategy was kinda just to check what the challenges were before starting a game. That way I could finish as many challenges in as little games as possible. This proved to be very good for me in my case. It didn't take me too many games to finish these challenges, and matter of fact I even got some wins along with that. One of the challenges required you to go visit Splinter, or not Splinter himself, but the lair, the underground safe house. I feel like that challenge was pretty cool due to the fact that it kinda introduces the player to the fact that you can buy the pizza item from Splinter himself, which is a pretty good heal in my opinion. However, what I don't think was cool was the other challenge where you're forced to use a Ninja Turtle weapon and deal damage with them. I feel like as weapons, they're not really that great due to the fact that they don't deal a lot of damage, especially for close quarters. And due to the fact that they're close quarter weapons, you're gonna have to get cheek to cheek with another player, and they may just end up spamming you with a full auto shotgun or something else. So you're kinda risking to just getting killed if you push someone with one of these weapons. I suppose another purpose for these weapons is the movement. It can be helpful, but it's not as viable as the shockwave grenades or the grappling blade. So even then, you may just want to use another option if available. If not, then just go for it, I suppose. Other than that, I would suggest to not pick them up, because again, they're not really that great. Like, if you want to pick them up for shits and giggles, sure, but statistically, they're not the best. Anyways, unfortunately I wasn't able to get a whole lot of challenges done through this first game, but I did manage to get a win, so that's a plus. I wasn't too worried about the fact that I didn't finish all the challenges in one game. I figured it wasn't gonna be that easy of a task anyway, but again, I did try to finish them as quickly as I possibly could as well. I just decided to jump into another game. Into another few games actually, because, spoiler alert, it took me a little more than 2. Since one of the challenges required me to visit the lair, I decided that I'd just land right there to save me some time. I also figured that I would finish another challenge that also required me to break materials, or not materials, but just objects in general. Didn't matter what exactly. I figured that I'd just break everything in the little safe house thingy, and sure enough, a lot of people had landed near this area, so I was constantly just hearing footsteps. I was a little paranoid, but at the same time, I figured that if I'm technically just camping the spot, I probably didn't have much to worry about. And I promise I'm not just camping to camp. I swear I'm doing this because strategically this is the best way to do it, to save me time, and sure, to keep me safe, I suppose. But I promise I'm not just camping it out. Hee 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 haw. Anyway, this clip is going to show you what I was talking about. The Ninja Turtle weapons ain't that great. They're easily gonna get you killed, especially if you're going against a clown like me holding a full auto shotgun, while you may be taking your time preparing your attack or whatever. You're just gonna get fully spammed in the face by the weapon. Like I said, it's better to not take on a close quarter fight. It's better to just pull out your shotgun or your SMG or something else, but this is not something that you want to be holding. It can be rather risky. I mean, look at this guy. Even though he tried to mix it up with the invisibility camo thingy, it still didn't work out. He still got pooped on. And I'm sure he probably learned his lesson after that. You do not want to be holding on to these melee weapons. Anyways, with that being said, I think I've said enough about what I think my strategy is. If there's even a strategy, I'm literally just playing the game casually. Or was playing the game casually. I also talked about the weapons, the melee weapons. They're not that great, and I showed it. So I suppose I'll just fast forward these next couple of games, because there's nothing too crazy about these challenges. So, enjoy. After getting shitted on for a couple of games, I was finally able to beat all the challenges. And also after a couple of days, the second set of challenges came out, and so I started grinding again. There was nothing special about this set of challenges either again. They all seemed pretty casual, not that difficult, pretty much the same as last time. Like, one of the challenges was actually pretty similar to one of the other challenges from the previous set. I'm not entirely sure if you had to deal damage or kill someone with the melee weapons, but I mean, the easiest way to do it was literally to just go against the bot, and that's it. Another weird one was, I believe it was spin degrees airborne. I'm not entirely sure if that meant spin while you're gliding or perhaps using movement like the grapple blade or shockwave grenades. For me personally, that didn't work. That was not working out for me. What ended up working for me was literally just jumping in circles. I don't know if that was the intended way. I don't know if that's what they meant, but it seemed kinda odd that worked and not the other things that I thought of. But whatever, I got it done. I'm not complaining. Also, this pain in the dick of a bug was causing me some trouble. It was just in the way of everything. It was in the way of targets. It was annoying to aim, and it was hard to keep track of things because it's literally just there. Eventually, I was able to fix it, but that didn't stop me from wanting to give someone a wedgie, man. Right off the bat, I didn't think much of these challenges, yet again. I understand that they're not supposed to be like borderline impossible or anything crazy like that. I understand that Fortnite is a game where everyone is supposed to have fun and enjoy it and de-stress and whatnot. But anywho, just from this one game alone, I was able to make a good amount of progress. I unfortunately did not get a win, but it's whatever. Again, I'm not in it for the win, I'm just trying to get my challenges done, so it's okay.
Fucking game is talking.
Shoot a gun, dog. Learn how to fucking shoot a gun, you
fucking riot shield. What else am I gonna do?
Oh, riot shield! I'm a pussy that use riot shield!
Anywho, after getting shafted multiple times by riot shields, I was finally able to beat all of the challenges for this set. Even though I had beaten them, I still continued playing for a bit because I had not gotten a win just yet. But guess what? I was unable to get a win that day. You cannot begin to fathom the immeasurable pain that is not getting a victory royale before going to sleep. It is a pain that I would not wish upon my worst enemy. With that being said, the third set of challenges came out after a couple of days, and I began grinding again. If I'm being honest, I don't even remember what this particular set consisted of. I remember getting through all of the challenges within like 2 games, and that's about it. I don't think there were any particular challenges that were too difficult or out of the ordinary. Again, I'm sure they were just the same thing as the previous sets, the same simple, casual challenges, or something similar at least.
What else am I gonna do?
Oh, riot shield! I'm a pussy that use riot shield!
Don't get me wrong, it was nice being able to finish this set of challenges a little earlier than the others, because I knew that these challenges were the last set that I needed to complete in order to have enough ooze to unlock Shredder. I also did notice that some of the players already had a Super Shredder even prior to this set of challenges being added, or literally from the day he was added into the game. That did make me question as to how that was even possible, and turns out that in order to get him, not only would you have to upgrade the battle pass, but you would have to spend an extra 150 V-Bucks for each tier. So doing the math, that's like over 2,000 V-Bucks, because I think it was like 11 tiers that you had to get through in order to unlock him. Also, quick interruption, but how is it that my riot shield took no damage? Like, it took barely a couple shotgun shells for it to stun me. While that other guy that killed me a bit ago, I shot him with everything and nothing happened to the guy. Do I just not know how to use the riot shield? The riot shield just hates me, man. I swear. When I go against it, I get wedgied. When I pick it up, I get wedgied. But anywho, going back to that other topic, me being the broke boy that I am, I'm not going to spend those 2,500 V-Bucks on the skin that I can get just by playing the game casually. So just like cheesy ass Leon once said,
"No thanks, bro."
Also, this set of challenges brought some challenges for the festival as well. They were pretty simple, and once I got through them, I went back to Battle Royale for another match, and just like that, I had enough ooze for Super Shredder. That's when I finally upgraded my Battle Pass, and I finally had him. Unlike my parents, in order to make Shredder proud, I knew I would have to get a scrumptious victory royale. I decided I'd land at the crash site and then acquire the nearest medallion after giving my silly little bot friend a swirly.
I can't complain. The water tasted like lemonade.
I then made my way to the fortress where the medallion dude stays in, and for the sake of this video I bought one of the melee weapons to see how it would perform against the game's bosses. But soon enough I regretted my decision and was forced to back away for a minute. I took a short break to stop and heal myself because of my poor decisions. Once I was done, I continued my fight with the AI using regular weapons. However, a mean evil human tried to attack me while I was distracted fighting the bots. But guess what? Nuh-uh! I wasn't gonna let that slide. I made my way to Reckless Railways in search of a second medallion, but while I was busy robbing a cash register, my ops tried sneaking up on me. It did not end well for bro. Interestingly enough, the op I had just killed I think decided to hide the medallion in this bathroom stall. However, I soon then realized that I too was surrounded by multiple enemies. I knew it was a dumb decision to make myself a target and fight everyone, so instead I camped the toilets, and sure enough, someone soon came in to get pooped on. After leaving Reckless Railways, I decided to drive around and see if I could get my hands on another medallion. I came across a player holding one and thought he could outrun a whole ass car. However, my goofy self almost choked this little encounter. I survived the fight, took the medallion, but was very low on health now. Just like this dude, I too thought I could outrun a whole ass car and attempted to run away. However, once I landed, I noticed that there was a G-Wagon placed right beside me, so I took it and dipped. Eventually, I made it underground and found some bandages with Jonesy. Since my health was still only at 75 after the bandages, I pulled up with the bro Splinter. We chatted, and he told me his wife left him and that he owed money to the IRS. So like a good friend, I supported him by buying some pizza off of him. Once I was fully healed, I knew I wanted all the smoke, so I pushed the floating island where I had previously seen someone and then sent him back to lobby. After leaving the floating island, I decided to make my way to zone. I found a dude trying to leave in a truck and wanted to see if I could tickle him, but to my surprise I was the one that started getting tickled instead. With my little eye, I spotted another G-Wagon and decided to trade it for that one since mine was damaged. I also realized I wasn't going to take that level of disrespect and chased after the guy that started touching on me. However, I believe he got wedgied by someone else because he disappeared, and what instead happened was that Spider-Man got in the truck with me. I think bro assumed he was safe with me, so he didn't shoot me and instead started doing drive-bys along with me. This turned out to work just right since eventually we pulled up on the last guy. I waited for just the right moment to be able to kill Spider-Man and finish off the final op. In conclusion, Shredder's pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed the video. If there are any suggestions or feedback, please let me know. Anything and everything is very helpful. Have a good one. Bye bye.
I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30 on 30. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30, 30, 30. I'm not a big fan of the government. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of the government. I'm not a big fan of the government. Not a big fan of the government. Not a big fan of the government. Not a big fan of the government.